So we've got people sharing the gospel. We've got them learning how to navigate the end of a gospel conversation, so to give the right responses. And we've got some new believers, so now we get to disciple them. What tool, what method are we giving our new disciple makers for how to disciple people? Well, now we want to talk about the 3/3. Okay? The 3/3 is a simple method that will help people begin to grow in their love for Jesus and go and share Jesus. So here's how it works. First thing we have is care. Okay? And this is just very simply caring for people. Hey, how's life? How's your family? You mentioned that your kid was struggling in school. How's he doing? Is that getting better? All right, so we want to really care for people and ask about how life is going. Sometimes I'll ask, hey, tell me one thing fun and one thing frustrating. So fun and frustrating. We basically just want to kind of get some highs and lows in people's lives. And then this leads us to pray. Okay? So we'll pray for people based on whatever it is that's going on in their lives. Then we have loving accountability. Now the word loving there is very important. Sometimes accountability can just turn into, hey, are you doing the stuff you're supposed to do? But no, this is a loving way for us to check up with each other and see, hey, are we really following through with the things that God's put on our hearts? That's the big thing. Okay? So it's very important that this is specific. That means that you have to ask specific things in your discipleship meetings. Okay? You have to make specific plans, which we'll talk about in a minute. All right? And then the third thing, after you've cared for one another and you've checked in on action plans that you've made in the past and to see how they went and coached through those things, now we need some food, right? So we're going to get into the Word, and we call this Bible discovery. Bible discovery, not Bible lecture. Okay? So this is us coming to God's Word and discovering truths out of God's Word. All right? And we use a very simple tool to help the leader lead that time. It's called SOS. This just stands for say, obey, and share. We want to know, what does it say? What does God say? Not what do I think? What does God's Word say? We want to obey. This isn't just so that we can be smarter sinners. We're not looking for just Bible knowledge. We're looking for a life that reflects what the Bible says. And then we have multiplication embedded into our Bible discovery time. Who can you share this with? We always want to put it into practice and pass it on. Share it with someone else. Okay? So then we have our practice time. Now, what's important here is that we don't ask people to go out and do something that we haven't trained them to do and that we haven't given them reps in doing. So they need to be able to practice things. And so this is going to be our disciple-making tools. So again, think not just knowledge transfer, we're talking about skills development. How are we helping them develop skills? You only develop skills by getting reps. So if in your Bible discovery, you're going through the 7 commands and it's command 3, then in your practice, you're going to have them practice telling the story that goes along with command 3. Let's say you're just walking through the Gospel of Mark. Well, what do you do for practice? Well, I don't know. What did people share during Love and Accountability? So you had 3 different people that said, I was right there. I was talking to my friend. I was ready to share, and I just didn't know how to get there. Well, guess what I'm going to practice that night? I'm going to practice transitions because that's the thing that they kind of got stuck on last time. Okay? So there's lots of different tools that you can practice here. Make sure to switch this up so this doesn't get old. All right? Then we're going to do a vision cast. A vision cast is just reminding people what we're doing. Reminding people what this is all about. We're painting a big picture of making disciples and planting churches, reminding them that they're a part of God's mission. They're a part of something bigger that God is doing in this world. Okay? And then here we call this grow and go. In other words, action steps. What are the plans? What are you actually going to do this week? How is this going to flesh out in your life this week? So what we really want to know is, what is God calling you to do this week based on what we've discussed tonight? Okay? Now sometimes these will be things that you tell them to do. Hey, we're going through the commands. Every time we do 7 commands, each command, we're going to talk about who you can share it with and we're going to have them practice the story. So sometimes it's directive. Hey, everyone practice the story once a day and share it with at least one person before we come back next week. Okay? But then it's just also, what is God putting on their hearts? Okay? What is God leading them to do? Right? And so someone says, well, I think I need to be nicer to people. Well, that's very good. We approve. But what does that mean? Okay, God's leading you to do something. What does it mean? And so we want to help them come up with some specific things. So I'd ask the question, well, where do you struggle most to do that? And through the conversation, we find out it's with his older sister, or whatever it is, that he sees once a week at family dinner. And so now we have a specific plan for how God is leading you to be nicer to people. Okay? And now I'm going to make notes of these things. This is really key. You have to make notes about what God is leading your people to do, the people you're discipling, so that next week when you come back, you can ask specific questions. If you don't take notes on it, you're not going to be able to ask specific questions. So you take notes. Next week you come back, you care for people, and you hold them accountable, and you go through the process again. This is the 3/3 process. One thing I want to point out about this, it is very easy to skip parts of this. Most Bible studies have these 2. These are pretty normal, these are pretty instinctive. Some will even dip into this, though it oftentimes it remains generic. It's very easy to skip this, but you can't skip this. Okay? This is what's going to actually push us out into multiplication. So, the bottom 3 we tend to skip or be less comfortable with, but we have to do these 3. All right, this is the 3/3.